Okay, hello and welcome to Let's Talk Bitcoin. I'm here talking with Peter John Manglavidi, and you are from Feathercoin, right? You're the CIO from Feathercoin.
Yeah, I assume that responsibility. I do more of the strategic planning. I'm a developer as well, but not as good as the other guys, so I handle the other side of things.
Okay.
And then recently been working with both Feather, Phoenix, and World to kind of coordinate all three of those coins now.
Oh, yes, I heard about this. I saw a press release about that. So, okay, and until I had seen that press release, I never heard of Phoenix Coin or World Coin, just Feathercoin. But first, let's start with that. So, for our listeners who have never heard of Feathercoin, what is it?
Sure. Feathercoin is a decentralized currency. So if you're a Bitcoin fan, you'd probably also be a Feathercoin fan. Some of the differences that we have is in terms of some of the geeky things, retargeting, trying to control where difficult they can be. But more importantly, really the focus on Feathercoin is grassroots. I come from a not only an IT background, but a political background. I was one of the guys behind the meetups with the Ron Paul campaigns.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
So we thought we had an idea that could this translate to digital currency? Can you take a bunch of volunteers, and we have quite a few now, and get them motivated to just do something, just do good? And that's how we developed our community.
Oh, interesting. So is there actually like a libertarian ideology behind Feathercoin?
Oh, absolutely.
Explicitly? Oh, wow.
Yeah, absolutely.
I didn't know about that, and I consider myself a liberty lover. Maybe not so much into like the political system, more sort of outside the system, I guess you could say. But I'm certainly have been following Ron Paul since 2000. Well, before 2008.
Yeah. I was the guy with the Free State Project and all those guys.
Yeah.
I went to New Hampshire. I was the waving signs.
No way. Well, actually, I live in New Hampshire, so.
Oh, do you?
Yeah, I moved there because of the Free State Project in 2006. So.
Yeah, but the idea was so with Ron Paul, I'd spend my weekends making signs with a bunch of guys, and I was like, at first, the idea of volunteering. I'm like, how much fun could this be? I had a blast. I had so much fun doing work. So when I met Peter Bushnell, the lead developer of Feathercoin, I thought, could this work? Can you make it fun? Can you make it something where people want to contribute? And then everybody celebrates the success. And that's really the direction of Feathercoin.
Wow, that's cool. So how do you accomplish that with a cryptocurrency?
Yeah, that's a good question. It started off very small. When I got on board, there was maybe 20, 30 of us. And we have over 10,000 members right now.
Wow.
Yeah, it was just a matter of, I asked people what they like to do. I said, hey, what do you enjoy doing? I'm an artist. Hey, we have sculptors. We have musicians. We have people that aren't necessarily your typical crypto techie guys. And I just figured out, I thought, is there a way to kind of make this work? So, for example, if we have a project, we have artists that will do the graphics for us. We have a sculptor that does a little stuff on the side for us.
Yep.
We have business people that like doing press releases like you've seen. Mm-hmm. It's the idea of stone soup. I was always a big fan of that in elementary school, that you start off with this idea of, this is the best soup ever. If everyone just adds a little bit to it, it'll be awesome. And people have fun. It's a place, our community is very much against trolling, as the kids say, and we don't accept it. We just say that's not us. I wanted to be a place that my parents would enjoy going to.
Yeah.
Because you go to some forums and it's a little nasty at times. And people, I don't believe that. I believe that you should say what you want, express your feeling, but attack the points and not the people. And we have a community that, I don't handle that. They step in and go, appreciate what you're saying, but at Feathercoin we do this.
Wow.
So I'm really proud of what developed. It's, I don't take credit for that. We just had some really bright people that came aboard, and I happened to be the mouthpiece at the time.
So, yeah, it sounds pretty decentralized, just like the nature of all cryptocurrency.
Absolutely.
Is supposed to be decentralized, right?
Yeah.
Is there a Feathercoin forum? I'm not familiar.
Yeah, forum.feathercoin.com. We have a pretty large forum there.
So go there, no trolling.
Yeah, no trolling allowed. But, we're not going to sit around and try to lambaste you and be like, don't, you're a horrible person. We'll say, look, attack the issues. Because believe me, we attack. Just recently, there's things I've done that not everyone agrees with. But you attack the issue and not the person, and we can respect each other that way.
Yeah.
And that keeps development moving forward.
Well, I'm kind of curious, what are some of the conflicts, I guess, that come up and get resolved?
So one of the major things is the partnership between the three coins.
Oh, I see.
Because up until recently, this has not been done. I work also in the proprietary IT sector with schools, and I've helped merge schools together in terms of sharing resources. So I've seen this work before, but it hasn't been proven here yet. So there's some skeptics, and I don't blame them. I want them to be skeptical. The whole idea behind this movement is to do your own thing, challenge each other. If you want my role, I say by all means, please take it. You know, it's volunteer based.
Yeah.
But we hash things out. It's a respectful type of conversation.
Yeah, that's really interesting to hear about because honestly, I see some parallels to the Free State Project or whatever, trying to organize Occupy New Hampshire or whatever, those kinds of activism.
Yeah, I got interested when I first got involved with crypto. I went on, I'm not going to say the website, but I went on one of the forums. And I'm saying, okay, I had this great idea for meetups. I've done this before with Ron Paul. And like 20 comments, like 19 of them, you suck. That'll never work.
Wow.
And I went, that's not the community I want to be in. So I can either complain about it or help build something that I felt would be what I want to be involved in.
Yeah.
So I took the other approach. I met a couple guys from Feather, and they said, you know what, we want to build something cool. You want to come aboard? And we started off just throwing ideas out there and then building a very friendly environment. And we also have a lot of technical things we're working on with Feather as well. But I'm most proud about the kind of the libertarian ideals.
Yeah.
In the end, I think that's what's going to make us successful, more than the retargeting or how the difficulty is adjusted. That's important, and I believe in the security. But ultimately, what matters is, do people want to get involved? Does my mom understand Feathercoin? You know, can you purchase products at a bar with Feathercoin? And yes, you can.
Now you can, right?
Yeah, right.
There's one bar.
Plug there. So.
I saw that too. Yeah. So okay. Well, I am actually curious about some of the geeky stuff. Like, it's cool to hear about the community and everything.
Yeah, I'd be happy to talk about it.
But I also want to hear about what. I know that Feathercoin is based on the script algorithm, like Litecoin was the pioneer in that area, right?
Yes.
With the script algorithm. And so what else is different about Feathercoin than other crypto coins?
Yeah, right now the major differences with us, and this is about to change again, is 504 blocks, so it's about 4 times quicker than what Litecoin is. And the reason why is because we were left in what I call difficulty hell. Before we did our hard fork, we had a bunch of miners really excited about Feathercoin, and they jacked the difficulty up really high. Mm-hmm. And then when they left us, we were floating in space for like 3 or 4 weeks.
Oh, and you couldn't find a block.
Right.
Oh, okay. So that's something we've talked about on Let's Talk Bitcoin before, where, the difficulty of the network goes way up because a lot of people are mining, and then suddenly they drop out, or it could be one party that's a very powerful miner or whatever, and then they drop out, and then suddenly the difficulty is high, and they can't find a block, and it can't adjust back down.
And with products like coin shoes and some of these auto switchers between the most profitable coin, these are problems we didn't see back in 2011 with like Litecoin, for example. So for better or for worse, Feather was challenged with a couple interesting issues. The second thing is not only the
Wait, so hold on a minute. How did you solve that? Was that the 51% attack?
That's a different one.
That's a different one. Okay.
Yeah.
So, with the difficulty problem where the difficulty got really high and then the miners dropped out, how did that get resolved?
Sure. So we had to hard fork it at block 33,000, which was it's a major deal. That's something you never take lightly. But we did 2 things. One is we reduced the retargeting to 504 blocks, so we couldn't be left in limbo that long. And the important thing is now it can only adjust up or down by 41.4%. So in other words, if difficulty starts skyrocketing, it won't skyrocket like it did. It can only go up in increments.
Okay.
And since the hard fork, we've stayed within probably about a difficulty of about within 50, about a 50 difficulty. It's put us right where we need to be. So, and that was all Bush. That wasn't my idea. He figured it out, and it kept us right where we need to be now.
So it kind of put the brakes on the difficulty changing.
It did. It kept it consistent. Next to Litecoin, we are the largest hash network for script.
Okay. Are there any other script-based coins, though, besides Litecoin and Feathercoin?
Oh, yeah. There's... It seems like endless at times. There's, I'd say, at least 40 I can probably name off the top of my head.
Wow. Oh, my.
Maybe a lot of your listeners aren't familiar with some of the smaller ones, but there are script coins for Final Fantasy. There's script coins for gas. I mean, there are very specific coins. Where they'll end up, I don't know, but there's a lot of forks out there. A lot of people experimenting, which is not a bad thing. I enjoy that. I think it's important for people to try new things, to make mistakes like we did in the past. And then be willing to admit it. Saying, hey, this is an issue we didn't foresee. How are we going to fix it? Because in the end, that's what matters. How do we move the currency forward?
Sure, yeah. Okay, so a hard fork, that means like you make a different blockchain, essentially.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. And so
everyone has to grab, it's not an optional download. You have to grab the new wallets.
Yeah.
So you have challenges with that involved as well.
Yeah.
We worked with some of the forums and helped coordinate that. So they were really good about getting the news out there and allowing us to kind of ramp up to it.
Okay. In that case, could you just upgrade to a different client, or would you have to like send your coins from the old client to a new client or something like that?
You can upgrade. You can use the existing wallet.
Okay.
But again, you have to get the upgrade finished. So it's not something you ever want to take lightly.
Do you think that shook the trust in Feathercoin in the community, or
Sure,
or the Bitcoin community?
It's hard to say. There's always going to be those that don't like us.
Yeah.
And look, I'm okay with that. But oftentimes when I dig around, the ones that don't like us the most, they have coins somewhere else.
Yeah.
And I respect that. Push your coin, that's fine. What we did do, though, for the miners is we offered 10 BTC. And what we did is at each point, we offered a bonus. Whoever found that block went ahead and got 1 BTC. Mm-hmm. And then I contributed an additional 5 on top of that for the last one. So the person that hit the last one got 10 BTC for hitting the 33,000 block.
I see.
We're not trying to bribe the community. What we want to do is say, look, we know this is an inconvenience. What can we do to help get people motivated? We turn it into more of something that's a positive.
Yeah.
We could have left it alone and said, you know what, forget it. It'll sort itself out. But that doesn't do anything for the community. That would boost trust, I think, quicker than say, look, it's not working out. We have a solution in place. We talk about it with the community. We execute it.
Yeah, I mean, I really like your attitude about that because this is just, it's an unknown frontier. Like, we're trying new things.
That's exactly it.
Stuff's going to happen. And
it does.
And it does, yeah.
We see that over and over.
So you're rolling with it.
Right.
So,
and you mentioned
cool.
the 51% attacks.
Yeah, I was going to ask about that next. So tell me more about that.
Yeah, and the truth, I'm not going to hide that. We've been attacked a couple times now. We've been attacked with massive hash. We're talking 7, 8 gig, which is unheard of on all coins.
How do you think, do you think it's one person or do you think it's like a botnet or?
I'd rather not say. I have a pretty good idea. What I'll say about it is this. There are some bigger coins that definitely need to protect, that want to protect their investments. And if you can make Feathercoin look unstable, if you can send massive amount of Mount miners at us, it can, make people move away from us. But that's not the case. It's funny because we look at our price over the last couple of weeks. We went from about 7.9 cents to 12 cents. So it hasn't shaken the community, but we take it serious.
Sure.
Something new needs to be solved. Litecoin doesn't have this issue because they have the network to support them. But if something happened with them, and I'm not saying I hope that happens, but let's say, for example, they don't end up on docks. And let's say, for example, that they lose some of their miners. They're script-based. They'd be in the same boat we are. So what we feel like it's our responsibility to solve this. And one thing we're implementing is something called an advanced checkpointing system. I'd rather have Bush Star talk about that. Well, I'm a PHP guy. He's the main guru coin guy. But we're working with Sonny over at PPC Coin to come up with a solution that we hope proliferates to all coins in the script community.
Oh, interesting.
Yeah.
Okay.
You know what? We got beat up a bit, but I feel like it's our responsibility as one of the leaders in altcoins for script to come up with solutions. We don't hide that fact.
That is really interesting that the 51% attacks didn't seem to affect the price negatively. Or did it go down like after?
Very little.
It's hard to have when you don't have far to fall, it's hard to have a price crash, right?
It is, but even like if it goes from 7.9 to 7.7,
yeah,
that's pretty significant for us.
Sure.
So, for us, we're almost double the last couple weeks now. And I think it's just because we're doing the right things in the community. I feel like people support the idea of Feathercoin, and they trust we're going to do the right things and try to fix this. We're not hiding anything. We have a section on our forum that says attacks. Here's what's happening. We want input from the community. We're out open on how we want to solve it. And I think ultimately that's what people care about. And then our great PR people are out there getting Feathercoin in bars. We have different merchants coming aboard. We have a back-end system being developed specifically for merchants that we're about to release. Mm-hmm. People are excited, and I'm just happy to be part of this. I feel like I was invited to the party.
Yeah. So, okay, tell me more about this partnership with Phoenix Coin and WorldCoin. First of all, what are they? I have not heard of them.
Absolutely. So Phoenix Coin, these guys come from the casino world and adult world, actually. that was their market. And they decided
so it's
that...
like foreign coins.
Yeah.
That's cool. I'm into that.
Yeah, they've had quite a bit of success in that market, and they wanted to kind of ease into, they like the idea of cryptocurrency.
Yep.
Of course, their customers being casino and adult, anonymous or somewhat anonymous transactions. So they came up with a coin. What we felt like we could bring to the party is a bit of guidance in terms of we have a big community, we have a lot of developers. So we're helping them kind of transition from that world into cryptocurrency. And then WorldCoin is very focused on middle-sized business. They have a lot of background with banks and accountants and areas that Feather has no experience. So what I thought about, I talked to Peter about is, Peter Bushnell, our lead developer, is we can't be everything to everyone. We're very good at some things. We're very good on the development side, community development, experimenting, but we certainly don't have the experience with the business side, and we definitely don't have the adult world and the casino world. So I met with John Carr, who's the leader of Feathercoin, and I just out of the blue said, look, here's what I'm thinking. It'd be nice if we can, rather than compete against one another, why don't we figure a way to pool resources? I mapped out a strategic plan because I'm a geek that way. That's like my porn, right? I'm like, here's how we can make it work, and here's how we could, go ahead and move forward as a group. And that's what came about.
Cool. So, okay, what is involved in the partnership? I mean,
Sure.
What is it doing?
So, for example, right now we're about to release the Unix Bridge, and that's going to allow us to do instant transactions between exchanges, merchants, and customers. So basically, think about almost like a bank account. If you deposit at Bank of America, they have systems where you can, I've seen a commercial for this. If you have your bank account with Bank of America, and your babysitter does as well, you can instant transfer, right?
Oh, yeah.
Well, that's the same kind of idea here. And that's what Feathercoin is good at, is they worked on back-end systems, credit card processing, banking type systems. Feather did not. We had no experience. So they're bringing that to the group, and then all three of us are able to use it. And we'll be talking more about that real shortly. CoinDesk has an exclusive on it. They already have the article written. We walked them through it. I just got to wait till we get through penetration testing.
Okay, cool. So it's some kind of system where potentially, like, you could pay for something with Feathercoin that you might have only previously been able to pay for with Feathercoin.
Sure. So, for example, let's say you want to sell something.
Yeah.
So you're selling. Do you sell anything?
I'm a freelance voiceover artist.
Okay.
So I sell my voice.
You sell your voice. Okay. So let's say you have an MP3, a sample.
Yep.
And you want to sell it for like a couple dollars.
Yep.
And you and I want to exchange Feathercoin for it. How would we go about that?
I guess I would send you a Feathercoin address and you'd pay me, right?
So you'd have a wallet, right? Mm-hmm. And then I would go ahead and send it to you. You wait for a couple confirms to verify that it's legit, and you have these coins now, right? Okay. Now, what if my coins were on an exchange? I want to go ahead and pay you. So now I have to go ahead and go to the exchange, withdraw, wait for confirmation, go to your wallet, wait for confirmation. What this will do is allow me, if the exchange, you, and myself are all on the same network, within a second or so we can move money around or coin around.
Oh, okay.
And the fact that it's already been on the network, it's already been confirmed. So we can verify that the transactions are legit. And for you, you don't have to keep a wallet. And we have code already for you. Click a button, and you can pop on your website, and you have an instant in on the bridge.
I see.
So what we're trying to do is solve problems.
Is that similar to Ripple? Like, have you taken any inspiration from Ripple on that?
Yeah, I'm still looking to Ripple. I don't want to say anything about Ripple right now.
Okay.
I'm still looking into it. There's some things I really like as far as the multiple currencies.
Yep.
Some of the centralization and the way they handle the coins, I don't know if I necessarily agree with. But the idea is how do we make it easy for people that aren't crypto nerds?
Yeah.
My dad has a small business. How does my dad accept Feathercoin without having to deal with wallets and resyncs and all those issues? He clicks a button, he pastes it on his website, or has one of his guys paste it on the website, and it will just instantly work.
Yeah. But isn't that kind of centralized?
It is.
Okay.
So there is some centralization with that, of course.
Yeah.
But it doesn't stop others from opening their own bridges. The idea is this is our bridge to demonstrate the concept, but we encourage other people, if you like that, great. I would love our coin to be on your bridge in instant transactions.
I see.
And that's the challenge we face is some coins focus on just working on the coin itself, and then they say, well, the guys that develop services for it are going the wrong direction. The other guys are saying, well, you're just working on the coin, you're going the wrong direction. I think that's a compromise. I want to be able to show what can be done with the coins. And by all means, if you want help developing, implementing, our teams will be happy to help you. But for right now, our customers want an easy way to do it. Our bars want an easy point of service, right? Our people that are selling products want an easy way to offer these coins. Because I talk to them and I say, we really want you to deal with Feathercoin. They're like, oh, we like the idea, but we're not techs. We don't understand this whole wallet. I want to make it so, hey, do you have an online banking? Yeah, we do. Great, do the same thing.
Is that pretty much like the future where you see Feathercoin going? Do you have other ideas?
We do. Gosh, there's so many things we're working on right now.
Yeah, give me a preview if you can.
Okay, sure. One of the biggest challenges right now is my mom. I always think my parents, because they are not computer tech at all, let alone crypto.
Yeah.
How does my mom buy Feathercoin? I mean, think about that process. How do you buy Litecoin?
Oh, you got to go on BTCE.
Yeah. You go through that process, and you have to deal with an exchange, and oh my goodness. To get Joe User to buy anything besides Bitcoin is a challenge, isn't it?
Yeah.
There's a lot of things involved.
Even to buy Bitcoin is a challenge.
Right, that's even a challenge.
Yeah.
Good point. I mean, and then smaller ones, good luck on that.
Yeah.
With this bridge, we're working on the bonding and we're working on the regulations where you'll be able to buy it through fiat. Fiat currency, you'll be able to buy our coins directly with cash.
That's really useful.
Yeah, it's
cool.
The challenge, of course, is this regulation.
Yeah.
There's a lot of things we have to get in place, but for the Feather side, this is all new to us. We haven't had to work with accountants or lawyers and those things.
Yeah.
Phoenix has that experience, so they're pulling those resources in, and we're guiding that thing. So eventually, you'll be able to sell it for cash, deposit with cash. Basically, anyone that wants to get a hold of a coin, they'll have an easy access to it. It's not next week, next month, but it's close.
Cool.
I refuse to give a date again because we missed our big release for the bridge.
Uh-huh.
I'm sure you've probably heard about that. So
I didn't hear about that.
Good.
It's okay.
Because I've heard about that. So I learned something when it comes to crypto development when it's done.
Yeah.
I'm going to say when it's done.
When it's done. Okay, fair enough.
Good.
Peter, thank you so much for talking with me
really
today.
Really appreciate sitting down with you, kind of Indian style.
Yeah. We had a powwow. This was fun. And where can people find us? Like, is it just feathercoin.org or?
Yeah, you can find us at feathercoin.com or learn about the
.com.
Or the partnership at Unox. That's UNOCS.com.
Cool. Thank you so much. This was really fun.
I appreciate that. Thank you.
Hi, Stephanie here. Would you like to turn your book into an enthralling audiobook? Need a persuasive commercial to promote your company? How about a narrator for your explainer video? Here's where I can help. I'm a freelance voiceover artist, and since 2009, I've lent my voice to dozens of audio projects. To hear some examples of my work, check out my website, smvoice.info. If you like what you hear, I'd love to be the voice of your next project. Get in touch at smvoice.info.